Hello everybody, my name is Clay Rowe, Assistant Director of Athletic Communications, joined here by Florida Southern's new head baseball coach, Rick Odette. Thanks for joining me.
Clay, thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
No problem. So let's introduce everybody to our new head coach. Rick Odette comes to Florida Southern with 24 years of head coaching experience, most recently 7 years at St. Leo, 17 years at his alma mater, St. Joseph's. Nearly 700 wins, Coach has been named the All-South Region and FSC Coach of the Year, as well as Great Lakes Valley Conference Coach of the Year twice. He's led 25 All-SSC honorees, 9 All-Region winners, 2 All-Americans, and several of his teams have cracked the top 25 and hosted the NCAA South Regional in 2022 and 2024. 32 of his players have moved on to professional baseball, including 10 drafted or signed free agent contracts with the MLB. Standout pitcher himself, he was drafted by Red Sox and played 4 levels within the organization, joined by his kids, Ricky and Allie, and wife, Sherry. Coach, why Florida Southern, and what kind of attracted you to this position?
Well, I mean, I've been at the Division II level coaching and playing, obviously, my whole career. And when you're talking about Florida Southern, you're talking about the premier place in Division II baseball. And so when this came open, it was something that I had to take a look at. And, you know, to be honest, I got really excited really quickly to say, you know, if this could be a place that I can help lead and win championships, I want to be there.
That's great to hear. So what stood out in your visit to Florida Southern or in your time competing in the Sunshine State Conference?
Well, I think, you know, they're determined to be successful. You know, they have everything in place. The history obviously speaks for itself. They know how to win. They want to win championships. And, you know, our goal is obviously to win that number 10. And that's our goal here. As soon as I came in, you know, my process and my thought process in the interviewing was, okay, my ultimate goal is to win a national championship, and I think we can do that here.
Florida Southern ties, obviously, the NCAA Division II record for baseball championships at 9, so looking for that number 10. So you've developed a great resume in your 24 years of coaching as a recruiter. So what kind of characteristics are you bringing to the program?
Well, I think it starts with the people. I think that's first and foremost. Like, you can bring a lot of really good players in, but they have to have the intangibles. There's talent now, especially the way recruiting is coming. You know, there's a lot of talented players available every year, year in, year out. It's finding the right ones that fit Florida Southern. You know, and I think that's something that we've been really fortunate to do as a staff and myself as a head coach is find the people that, for one, want to make sure they handle the academic side of it. I can get their degree first, be the best people possible. And even in their lowest times that we can pull them out and help them pull them out, and then willing to work. You know, I think if anyone's ever to give us a compliment is how, you know, hard we work at it, and it's just not showing up to the baseball field and swinging BP and throwing a bullpen. There's a lot more to it. So all I can say is these guys will be ready to work, and we'll make sure people are you know, very happy with the situation.
So what are some things that you've learned to grow in bringing in players in your 24 years? Essentially, what kind of players exist in a Rick Odette program?
It's got to be a blue-collar kid. Okay. You know, this is not the kid that just shows up and throws it on the field and says, okay, here's the game, kind of like I was saying. We want a kid that's going to come in and championships are first. You know, that's their mindset of winning games is, you know, those individual accolades go to players, good players that are on great teams. You know, the best player on a bad team is just the best player on a bad team. So we get them to buy into the mindset of what they can do to help our program be successful, and the rest of it take care of itself.
So in your times of whether it was coming out of COVID or your first year at St. Leo, what were some things that you found challenging or you're going to implement now of a new first year into a program? So something new, what are you going to kind of implement in that first year?
Well, I think the landscape's changed drastically with COVID. You know, what tied into COVID was the portal and NIL and all these type of things. It changed completely right around COVID. It all happened around the same time.
Sure.
So we have turned many different times and different routes of how we're going to recruit it. Mm-hmm. It's about finding guys that fit and obviously get your immediate needs taken care of, you know, from the first year to the next year and so on. But it's also finding guys within the program that love the place and buy into what Florida Southern is about. So what are the next steps for Rick Odette as the head baseball coach, the 8th baseball coach for Florida Southern? As in, like, for your next steps of the program? We've started already. It's
Okay.
recruiting. You know, it's about bringing the best players in. It's about keeping the players that we have that fit what we're trying to do in our culture. It's getting on the road, moving, and you know, and seeing as many guys as we can that will fit to what we need. It's tireless days right now for sure, but it's finding the best people to bring in here.
So along that same vein, what would be a message that you would send to Florida Southern's current baseball players on the team right now?
Be ready to work. I think that's the first and foremost is, you know, is them coming in here and expecting championships and expecting to work every day, and there's not going to be a day off. When I say that, once we hit the field, they're going to be from the second they show up to when they leave, it's going to be baseball. And as long as they commit to that and they commit to our program, then you know we can't wait for them to get here.
That's great to hear. What kind of support have you felt from the administration, the staff at Florida Southern, or alumni?
Oh, I mean, Drew and their whole staff has been so inviting. You know, that was the thing. Is finding the right fit. That's always been the first and foremost. I haven't jumped a lot of jobs. You know, I haven't done that because we're bought into the whole place, not just the baseball program. So that was the first thing. Every person I've talked to, you know, can't say enough good things about the place and the environment, which, you know, it's ran around here. That's huge. And the other thing is there's so many alumni that have already reached out. And I can't thank them enough. And all I can tell them is we're going to do everything in our power to get to the level that we're going to get to at the highest level. And we will do that with their support as well.
So speaking of our alumni, what would be a message that you would send to the alumni directly?
Well, all I can do is I promise you we're going to do everything we can to win number 10. You know, and that is first and foremost. That is our goal, is to win this thing. And if it wasn't, then I wouldn't be here. I think this place gives you plenty of resources and opportunity to get to the level we want to. And I know the passion and the drive and what their alumni mean to Florida Southern. And, you know, I'm going to make sure I'm embedded in that and understand the history and get those guys involved as best we can. You know, we want them involved and we want them to be proud of where they went. And that's going to be my job to figure that out.
What can the fans, current or upcoming fans of Florida Southern baseball, expect for the 2025 season?
We'll be ready. You know, there's no question. It might, you know, we've got really good pieces that are on the roster right now. It will be exciting baseball. It's going to be, you know, we're going to talk about throwing strikes. We're going to talk about, you know, understanding what we're trying to do offensively, what our mindset is, you know, and our staff will obviously help with that as well. It's going to be good baseball. It will be fundamental baseball. And I think if you're not fundamental, it's hard to win games. And that's what we practice every day. And our job is to get them to understand how do we take that off the practice field to bring it to the game field. And our practices will be harder than our games. If we can get that level every day, then I think once they hit the field, things start to slow down for them and become better.
So getting to know you as a person, what can you introduce about your family, your wife, your 2 kids, to share and let the viewers learn a little bit more about yourself? Yeah,
my son's a sophomore in college right now at a junior college here in Florida, plays baseball as well. My daughter is she is a sophomore in high school, and she plays softball as well. My wife's a kindergarten teacher and has been doing it for years. With my career, our baseball family is our family, you know, and they've always done it the same way. And anybody that's ever played for us, you know, no matter if I was at St. Joe or St. Leo, those are people that are in our lives forever. And I want them to understand that, you know, once they get into this program, you can't get rid of us. You know, and that's far beyond the baseball field as well.
So also to get to know you, what is your favorite Girl Scout cookie?
Thin Mints.
Thin Mints, okay.
Yes.
So just a classic Thin Mints.
I'm old. Yeah, simple.
That works. So everyone, you can follow us on FSCMocs.com for the latest news, as well as upcoming news for the baseball season, as well as all of our 2024-25 sports season. You can follow FSC Baseball at Mocs Baseball on X or Twitter. On Instagram, it's Mocs_baseball. To learn more, you can also follow Florida Southern Moccasins on Facebook. Thanks again, Coach, for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Go Mocs.